Hey, welcome back to Tone 26 TV, my meal prep show. Today I'll be making a turkey breakfast bowl. So I have my turkey sausage. I have some mushrooms, romaine tomato. You can get regular tomato as well, but I don't like the regular tomato because it has too much juice in it. And I have some spinach. And I'm gonna put those items to the side for right now. I don't need those in right now. Right now my stove has been preheated to 425. I'm going to cut up 2 red potatoes. Dice these up a little bit. This is actually going to be enough to cook, well, actually for 2 servings. All right. Go ahead and dice those up. Throw those in the bowl. Have some pieces that's browning a little bit, so make sure to pull those out to the side. Everything else looks good. Once again, these are 2 red potatoes. I'll give you the rest of the ingredients shortly. And this is actually going to go in the oven for about 50 minutes at 425 degrees. So you want to make sure your oven is preheated before you start cutting up the potatoes, or they will brown on you. So you don't want them sitting out at all. All right, all those pieces look good. Put these other pieces to the side. All right, now I have a little bit of onion powder. I have some paprika. Have a little bit of salt. Garlic powder. I'll spice it up a little bit with a little bit of red pepper. You don't use too much of that. I have some parsley on saved for the end. Black pepper. All right. I'm using about a teaspoon of each. Once again, this is going to serve about 2 people. I want to cut up my green pepper. I have some left in the refrigerator from a previous meal. I'm going to use about anywhere from a half to a quarter piece of a green pepper. Go ahead and put that in there. And we have some onion. And I have 4 eggs I'm gonna use later. I'm gonna use the egg whites. I want this to be a high protein, low fat breakfast. So go ahead and cut the rest of this onion I had left from yesterday. And this is about 1/4 of an onion. Go ahead and cut that up nicely. Dice those onions. Put the onions in there. All right, so once again, it's gonna serve 2. And I have grapeseed oil right here. You can cook with olive oil. Grapeseed oil is a little bit more pricier than olive oil, but I like it because it has a healthier fat in it. Go ahead and mix that. That's 2 tablespoons of grapeseed oil. Go ahead and mix that up with a spoon. All right, once again, make sure your oven is preheated to 425, like mine is. I'm gonna give me a baking dish. We're gonna put this to the side. I'm gonna add the spinach, the mushrooms, and the tomato and sausage later, after I let this cook in the oven for about 50 minutes. And you're gonna actually keep tossing the potatoes every 15 minutes for a total of 50 minutes in the oven. All right, so there we go. It smells good already. All right, so I'm gonna put this in the oven and I'm gonna set it for 15 minutes. I'm gonna do that 3 times and then put it in for another 5 minutes for a total of 50. So I'm setting my oven for the first 15 minutes. And after I get done cooking for the total of the 50 minutes, I'm gonna actually, the last 5 minutes, I'm going to put my turkey in the skillet, and on the side I'm gonna make my egg whites with my spinach, my mushrooms, and tomatoes. All right, so I'll bring you back when it's time for me to deal with the egg whites. All right, see you shortly. Hey, welcome back. Where we stand right now is I took the potatoes, I mixed them up a little bit in the oven after 15 minutes, put them back in for another 15 minutes. So that was a total of 30 minutes, and I have it, I set it for 10 more minutes and they should be done. So it'd be a total of 40 minutes with the potatoes in the oven. All right, what I have going on right now is I actually took my turkey sausage and I have them in the skillet right here. Went ahead and cook those turkey sausages for about 4 minutes on each side, and have my little pan right here that I'm actually gonna deal with my egg whites. So I'm gonna give me just a little bit of butter so the egg doesn't stick. I'll say about a teaspoon, not too much butter. I try to stay away from butter as much as possible. So I'll put a little teaspoon in there. Butter. And I'm going to remove the yolk from the egg, which contains a lot of fat. So I want my breakfast to be high protein and medium carb and no fat, actually. That's why I'm actually taking the yolk out. All right, so here we go. I'll be careful here. Try to keep the shells out. So I'm gonna take the egg whites from 4 eggs, and it's gonna serve 2. All right, that's 2 right there. So far, so good. Almost missed that yolk. All right, there's 3 and 1 more. All right, cool. And wipe down my work area. I'm kind of a neat freak. All right, so that's my egg whites. Before I put my egg whites in there, I'm going to actually go ahead and start to saute my veggies a little bit. So I have my spinach, about a handful of spinach, some rough cut mushrooms, and I'll save the tomatoes for last. So I'm going to go ahead and start to saute my spinach and my mushrooms, and save the tomatoes for last. And I actually want to hit it with a little bit of garlic. About a half a teaspoon of minced garlic. And the vegetables should be done in about 4 minutes. About half a teaspoon of minced garlic. Go ahead and throw that in the skillet. And I have the skillet on medium to high heat. Once that starts to wilter down a little bit, I'm going to throw in my egg whites. All right, I'll let that cook down for about 4 minutes or so, and then I'll add my egg whites, and then I'll bring you back shortly. All right, see you soon. All right, welcome back. I sauteed my veggies for about, my mushrooms, spinach, and garlic for about 4 minutes. And you can see how the spinach cooked down. So putting a handful of spinach, it's not actually gonna give you a lot of spinach once it cooks down. All right, my potatoes are almost done. I'm about to take those out and put those in the microwave and keep those warm while I finish cooking my turkey sausage. I'm about to go ahead and flip those over. And I'm gonna turn my skillet on down to low. And I'm gonna add my egg whites to my skillet. Go ahead and cook that on low. That's the noise of my potatoes finishing. Go ahead and take those out, turn the oven off. Make sure you turn your oven off when you finish cooking. And there are the potatoes. So they've been cooking for about 40 minutes. Put those in the microwave, keep them warm. So that was 40 minutes, and I turned them on after 15 minutes on twice for a total of 40 minutes. So right now I'm cooking my egg whites, my mushrooms, and spinach. I'll set the timer for 4 more minutes on my sausage. I'm not going to add a lot of salt and pepper to my egg whites because I added salt and pepper already to my potatoes. You can always add more seasoning later, but you don't want to over season your food initially. All right, so my egg whites are almost done. All right, and my last ingredient I'm going to add is the tomato. All right, so I add my tomatoes to the end. Go ahead and stir that up in there. And finish that cooking process. And I use romaine tomatoes because it withstands the heat more than the regular traditional tomatoes that you normally see. All right, so the egg white's almost done. Turkey sausage browning nicely, and I'm gonna finish it with my parsley for a little to finish the presentation. And I'm gonna mix everything in this bowl right here. Bring everything together. And no matter how good the food is, I try to make sure I measure my food so I don't overeat. So I have me a measuring cup right here, and this is 1 cup. So my breakfast bowl is gonna be exactly 1 cup for my serving for my breakfast. Anything left over, I wanna go ahead and put in the refrigerator for tomorrow's breakfast. So I don't have to cook like this again tomorrow. Egg white is almost finished. Sausage smells like it's about done. All right, turn the sausage off. Take the sausage out. Go ahead and cut the sausage up. I'm gonna remove this frying pan from the hot eye so I'm not damaging my skillet on this heat. And never put your skillet directly in water once you finish cooking. You'll damage your pots forever. All right, so make sure you don't do that. All right, so my egg whites are almost finished. All right, so I'm gonna have that on low still. I'm gonna go ahead, let this cool down just a little bit before I cut up my sausage. Bring the potatoes out. Boom, boom. Potatoes. Egg white about finished. You're gonna get some moisture or some liquid in here because of the spinach. So you wanna make sure you go ahead and cook that out a little bit. And your mushrooms contain water as well. So I'm trying to make sure that liquid evaporates and cooks out. I'll go ahead and cut up my sausage. It's gonna be a pretty big filling meal right here. That's why you wanna make sure you go ahead and measure everything. You don't wanna overeat. Because a lot of people don't know that it takes your brain 15 minutes to realize that you're not hungry once you're done eating. So that's why you wanna go ahead and take small bites and make sure your proportions are right, because your brain has not realized that you're actually full for 15 minutes after you had that last bite. All right. So I'll go ahead and all right, so you're about finished almost. All right. Egg whites finished. The tomatoes and mushrooms. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring everything together. For the final presentation. Potatoes, sausage, egg whites. Don't forget, do not put this directly into water once you're done cooking. Put the rest of my potatoes in here. If you're trying to lose fat, do not add cheese. But if you're just trying to live a healthier lifestyle and you don't mind the fat, you can add a little bit of cheese to this. I think I may add just a little bit of cheese at the end. Shaking this up a little bit, stirring this up. Get this pan out the way, this baking dish. I want to make sure all my eyes are off on the oven and stove. And now I can go ahead and mix it up a little bit. Finish mixing it up, and I want to taste it, make sure I have enough salt and pepper, or any extra seasonings I may need. Pretty good. Let's go add just a little bit of salt. And I think we're about ready. right, so I'm gonna do one healthy one and one unhealthy one. I'm actually gonna use this jar. You can find your little inexpensive jar, or some jars at Walmart or anywhere else you may grocery shop at, a little mason jar. And I'm gonna keep some in here, let it cool off before I put the top on it. And this is gonna be my breakfast for tomorrow. Once again, let it cool off first. Just set this to the side. All right, so I'm going to measure 1 cup for myself, 1 full cup. And that's my breakfast bowl. And I want to add just a little bit of cheese. Just a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna do just a little bit over a cup. Add a little bit of parsley for a little garnishment. All right, so this full cooking process took about an hour. So if you have an hour in your day, you can make yourself breakfast for a couple of days. And once again, if you're trying to lose fat, do not use any cheese. Other than that, this is a perfect high protein, low carb, high in vitamin meal. All right, so try the recipe out. I hope you enjoy it and tell me what you think. See you next time. And don't forget to check out tone26.com and check out my new app that is being launched as we speak sometime in the near week. All right, see you again soon.